This past weekend, I took a guy out that had never made an approach before in his entire life. And I got him to the point where he made 50 approaches in the span of 2 days and completely shifted his entire mindset. So now he can approach the most beautiful women on the street consistently and feel confident about it. And there's 10 main takeaways that he got from this weekend that I'm going to share with you right now so you can implement these into your own life and start making very consistent approaches. Even if you're shy, insecure, struggle with talking to women, you don't have the perfect line. So the first mindset shift you have to have is that you don't need permission to approach. Most guys look for all these signs. They look for girls making eye contact, girls looking at them, smiling, waving, doing all this shit. Most of the time, if you're struggling to approach a girl that doesn't know you exist, then you're not going to see the signs anyway. I see this all the time. Guys will self-reject. I even saw this guy, Andrew, that I took out, literally eject from interactions where the girl was into it. I could tell the girl was interested. He was just too scared to take the next step, and he's self-rejecting. So many guys are self-rejecting that waiting for permission, waiting for the exact approval from the girl to move things forward, ask for the number, ask for the date, ask for the Instagram. Honestly, bro, you don't really have enough confidence yet to actually know if she wants you to talk to her or not. There are very small and subtle things that women will do to let you know that she's interested. She'll make eye contact for half a second. She might even smile if she really wants to talk to you. She might even just be in proximity to you. She might just like stand 5 feet away from you and not look at you, look at her phone and be like, oh, I hope this guy talks to me. There are such subtle signs that women want to be approached, and they are so passive when it comes to dating that it's on you to go for it anyway. And at the end of the day, if she rejects you or if you misread a sign or she was even thinking, I don't want this guy to talk to me, it's not a big deal. Who cares? It actually doesn't matter. You go up to the girl, you get rejected. She says, I have a boyfriend. She isn't interested in talking to you. And then you walk away and your day is the exact same. Andrew would go into these approaches. And at first he would be super nervous, super shy. He'd have like 2-second interactions where it's like, hey, you're cute. Have a good day, and run away. And that's fine to start, but you don't need permission. You need to sit in the interaction. You need to let her know through your body language, through how you carry yourself, through the fact that you're just comfortable in sticking in the interaction, that you are a guy that goes for what he wants and he doesn't care. Takeaway number 2 is that having the right opener or needing to make sense on the open is a total myth. The whole point of a good opener is just to start a conversation. You can ask a girl what her favorite Pokemon is, and even if she doesn't know what the fuck Pokemon is, she will still open. The conversation is still open because you started talking to them and you go, oh, cool. And if she doesn't know what a Pokemon is, you can be like, all right, cool. Like, what are you doing here? What are you up to? Do you live around here? And that starts the conversation. And if you know what you're doing and you have the right process for how to throw in personal input, extend an interaction, build attraction, show value through your approach, then really the opener doesn't matter. You can use any line from curiosity openers to just being direct and telling you that you think she's cute. You can do any of those things to start a conversation. Some are better than others. And maybe at some point I'll make a tier list video where I break down different opening lines. But really, at the end of the day, if you're not approaching, you don't need to care. There's going to be guys in the comments where you scroll down and you see, don't open with intent. Don't show a girl that you're attracted to, or don't open with a compliment. It just boosts her ego. These are guys that are not approaching. If you are not able to approach consistently, then you do not have any room to talk about how to actually open. If you're not opening, if you're not talking to girls, if you do not do approaches, you cannot talk about the best way to approach women because you do not know. And yes, is opening with a compliment not ideal? Sure, it's not ideal. But guess what's really not ideal? Never talking to that girl because you're too much of a pussy to go up and talk to her. That's way worse. And I would much rather live in a world where I'm the type of guy that can open with a compliment and get rejected because I opened in the incorrect way and have the balls to go for it at all, than be a guy that never goes for it because he's worried about boosting the girl's ego when I'm never going to fucking talk to her again. The third takeaway is that women do not actually get approached like you think that they do. At most, really hot women get catcalled in really weird ways, but it's very rare that a guy is respectful and socially calibrated and knows how to approach a beautiful woman with confidence and with an entitled mindset that shows high levels of social attraction. But it's very rare that a guy actually goes up to her in a respectful and normal way and can start a conversation, build attraction, and have that lead to a date, especially with an entitled mindset that you're entitled to talk to anybody that you want. And that's another thing as well. As soon as you leave the house, you're signing a social contract that you can talk to anybody. Anybody out in public is signing a social contract that I can be talked to today. Someone can socialize with me. They have the option to. It's not illegal. It's not harassment. It's not weird. Socializing is normal. No matter how many videos you watch on TikTok, it's very fucking normal to talk to people if you act like it is. The only problem is a lot of guys think it's weird. They think it's not normal. And so they refuse to do it in a way that is normal. They refuse to act like it's normal. They try to make it a big deal. And that really comes down to realizing that it's not a big deal, and women don't hear it all the time. Women aren't getting approached all the time. Women are just going about their day. Maybe they get approached once a week. If she's really hot, maybe twice a week. It very rarely happens, especially in the day on the street. It almost never happens. The fourth takeaway is that confidence does not come from learning about women. Confidence comes from talking to women. And confidence comes from taking risks, being okay with failure, and going for what you want and not getting it. And you're okay after. Confidence comes from failure. Your ego comes from building yourself up, hyping yourself up, getting all these short-term wins. Oh, I got this girl's number. That boosts your ego. But your ego is not the same thing as your confidence. Your confidence comes from failing. Confidence comes from, I am a guy that goes after what he wants. He fails sometimes. I fuck up. I don't get everything that I want. Not everything goes my way. And I am okay with that. That is totally fine. And I can live with that because I'm proud that I'm just a guy that tries. The fifth takeaway for Andrew was that the approach doesn't need to go well for it to be a win. I don't know if you guys are understanding the theme here, but the theme is you need to start. You need to start talking to girls. If you don't talk to girls on the street randomly in cold approach situations, you're not going to be good at it. You're not going to be good. You're going to be awkward. You're going to fumble over your words. You're going to be nervous. Even if you've gotten with really attractive women, you might approach a girl that you think is a 6 out of 10 for you. You might approach a girl that you think is a 7 out of 10 for you, and she doesn't like you because you don't know how to approach yet. You don't know how to make it normal. You don't know how to open in a really bold and confident, charismatic way, read the social cues, understand all the social calibration, understand how to lead, move things forward, keep the momentum of the conversation, and flow into an instant date or flow into a number or make it make sense for you to meet up with her later. You don't know how to do that stuff yet because you haven't done it, and that's okay. You can be bad at approaching. When I was 19 and I started approaching, I think I made 80 to 100 approaches before I got my first date. And that's fine because I've been on hundreds of fucking dates. I've been on hundreds of dates with attractive women. I've had a lot of success with women. I'm married to my dream girl now. It's fucking awesome, right? It's amazing. But I wouldn't have gotten there. I wouldn't have gotten this sense of abundance. I wouldn't have gotten to the point where I have a lot of confidence and women are very attracted to me in general. I wouldn't have gotten to that point if I didn't focus on just taking action. Takeaway number 6 is that your fears are lying to you to keep your ego safe. You might think she's too tall. You might think, oh, she has a boyfriend. Oh, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to go well for me. And those are just fears keeping you from rejection. And the problem with this is that it keeps you too focused on your ego and your results versus taking action that makes you feel good about the fact that you did it. The work, the approach, the thing that you did, going after the girl, seeing her, thinking she's attractive and trying is the thing that should give you confidence, not ego. Ego doesn't matter. Ego is up and down. It's all over the place. It's very fragile. People with big egos, they're very easily manipulated. It's very easy for you to get out of control of your life if you let your ego drive the boat. You need to let your confidence be the focus. Build confidence through approaching. You don't know if you are too short. You don't know if she is too hot for you. You don't know if she has a boyfriend. You have no idea. You're making these assumptions to protect your ego. I've said this before and I'll say it again. You're having manners, but your manners are just fears keeping you from going after what you want and living the life that you actually want to live, where you can go outside, freely talk to people, and freely associate with others. Over the weekend, I actually had another client in town that's 5'5", like a 5'5" brown dude, right? Small dude. And on the last night, we were having him approach all of the 6'3" in heels, blonde model girls in the bar. Every single girl absolutely ate it the fuck up because he was opening in a very bold and confident way. He was getting numbers. He was getting good reactions. Now, he didn't have the processes in place to move that forward to a pull yet, but those were interactions that could have led to a pull if he knew how to lead with this new level of entitlement and confidence. You do not need to have all of these things in place. You don't need to be tall, jacked, rich. That's all bullshit. And if you do need those things, those are the types of women you don't want to date anyway. So when you keep that in mind, focus on what you know, which is I'm attracted to this girl. I want to talk to her. That's all I know. Brain off. Caveman mode activated. I'm just going to go for what the fuck I want. Takeaway number 7 is that your disadvantages are actually advantages if you let them be. So I'm pretty tall. As a tall guy, I never get the opportunity to go up to a girl that's taller than me for the most part. I don't really get that. And it kind of sucks because the fact that I could go up to a girl that's taller than me and I act like I should be able to get her creates this crazy emotional spike within women where they're like, why the fuck is this guy talking to me? Why does he have confidence? There must be something about this guy. A lot of guys that want to get better with women, they're stuck on this logical phase of thinking. They're stuck in this loop of just constantly thinking like, what do I say next? How do I convince her to like me? But women are thinking 2 or 3 levels deeper than that. Psychology goes so much deeper than just the surface level of what's happening up here. What she's actually thinking is, this guy opened in a very bold and confident way, and he's acting like he's not intimidated by me and like he thinks he can attract me and get me in his bed. Why is he acting like that when he's short? Why is he acting like that when he looks like XYZ? He's not a white guy. He's not a super jacked dude. He's not super rich. Why is this guy acting like that? It's the personality traits that are so attractive. Guys that are good looking, I know some really insecure good looking guys. These guys are not very good with women. They don't get very good results. Sometimes they get the wrong kind of women they don't want to stick around. These guys are never in relationships with girls that they're really excited about. They're only in relationships with materialistic or superficial women. And so most women are attracted to what is underneath the surface. Money gives you confidence, not because you have the money, but because you built something, because you created something. You had a purpose in life and you focused on that. Being in shape gives you confidence because you did something hard. You did a challenge. You pushed yourself to improve. That gives you confidence. You went through pain and you failed. I don't know if you're still not picking up on the pattern, but you go through pain, you fail, it builds confidence. You can do the same thing with approaching. You go through pain, you fail, it builds confidence. Your disadvantages can be advantages if you think about them in the right way. Takeaway number 8 is that there are no rules. There is just your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is telling you these social rules of what you can do. The amount of times I was sitting down at a restaurant and we're doing outdoor seating and the girl is walking by on the sidewalk and I pull her over. I'm like, hey, excuse me, come here. Just 1 second. And I start talking to her. I flirt with her. I introduce her to my friends. I get her number. And then she's down to meet up on that night out with my clients. The amount of times I did that 2 or 3 times in just 2 days. It was very, very simple. I just saw a cute girl, pulled her over, started talking with everybody. It is not a big deal to socialize and talk to new people. It is not a big deal to go for what you want. Rules do not exist. There is not some magical boundary around other people that says, oh, I can't talk to these people. It's a lot about how you think about it and how bold you are on the open, how confident you are with pushing yourself into these interactions. That is the most important thing that you can understand about how to approach and how to even think about starting to start these interactions. There's no rules. And actually going back to earlier where girls think in terms of what does this say about this guy, the fact that you don't follow these rules that most people do is very fucking attractive. It shows a lot of confidence, shows a lot of assertiveness and boldness. And those are the most attractive traits a guy can have. Number 9 is that your energy is king. If you are focused on yourself, going after what you want, your purpose in the moment is actually approaching this girl. My purpose is talking to her because I want to. My purpose is pushing my social comfort zone. My purpose is I want to have fun with this girl. My purpose is I want to have the most fun that I possibly can. I have my own bubble and I'm going to bring my bubble of fun, my party, to other people. I'm going to be a fun, relaxed, chill guy. I know I get intense on these YouTube videos sometimes, but I'm pretty fucking fun when I talk to people. I'm pretty social. I goof around a lot. I make a lot of jokes. And the reason I do that is because energy is king. You need to have good energy. You can't take yourself too seriously. And if you're taking yourself so seriously, you're rigid, you're stuck in logic. You're stuck in these logical thought patterns where you can't break free from them, because what if this person doesn't think that what I said makes sense with the previous sentence that I said? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. You could go from what's your favorite Pokemon to do you like birds? Oh, have you ever been to Greece? There's beautiful birds there. They actually remind me of Pokemon. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Right? You can go off on these tangents. It doesn't matter. You can make up anything you want to say. There are no rules in conversation. Energy is king. Women will feed off of your energy. There is a law of emotional mirroring where women feel what you feel. And if you feel like you're having fun in the interaction, she's going to have fun talking to you. Number 10, and I'll leave you with this, is that the only thing worse than rejection is regret. Seeing a girl you want to talk to, being like, she's probably going to reject me anyway, and walking past her. Regretting not going for what you want is the most terrible feeling ever. Most men live in fear. I used to live in fear for a very long time. It was really fucking hard. I would always see girls I want to talk to, and I would never be able to go for it. I would never be able to try. And when you can understand that avoiding that fear of regret is so much more important than avoiding the fear of rejection, then you'll understand that life is so much more about trying and failing and then feeling good about the fact that you tried. Not in a like weird participation trophy type of way, but in a way where you really gave it your all and you know you couldn't have done better. And I'm willing to bet that every single person watching this video has something in their life where they know that they could do better, but they're not doing anything about it. They're going to be on their deathbed, they're going to be 80 years old, and they're going to look back and they're going to say, man, I wish I talked to more women. Man, I wish I tried more in my life. I wish I put myself out there more. You're not going to think, man, I'm really glad I didn't approach that 10 out of 10 blonde on the street. You're not going to think that. No one's ever thought that in the history of humanity. All right, so I'll leave you with that. If you guys want to apply to work with me personally online, one-on-one coaching calls every single week, then there's an application down below in the description. You'll fill out the application, answer some questions, and based on your answers, you'll see a video that will suggest one of the ways that you can implement my attraction system that will be best for you, your sticking points, your budget, everything like that. All right, so click the link in the description if you want to work with me personally, or the top pinned comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.